Hey, we got Drewz, Viewz here, and I'm back for a little Monday, reacting to anime on Monday. Today I'm gonna watch Apocalypse Hotel episode 8, which is entitled Discipline with a Fist, Reconcile with a High Five. So, of course, one of the tenets of the hotel. We've definitely seen Yachiyo discipline in the past when she gets upset about Reconcile as well. You know, last time there was a disagreement between her and Pongo. Pongo really thought they needed rods from God up in space to protect Earth, which maybe they do, because a lot of aliens do be coming through, some more dangerous than others. And Yachiyo was not wanting that at first. Pongo was doing like a whole political campaign about it. But yeah, Yachiyo was upset about that sort of activity going on the premises at work. But then she said, it might be a good idea to have this defense after all. Pongo's trying to go up into space, but to do it, and I guess she had earned some degree in this type of science or whatever. But there was a weight issue, all the stuff that a living being would need up there, so Yachiyo decided to go instead, and they agreed on that. They lifted off, they deployed the rods from God, but Yachiyo got stuck up in space, and it ended on that, basically. So a lot of time skips in all these episodes. Just last episode alone was 70 more Earth years, I believe. Well, they developed the space program. And so I don't know if it's gonna, I assume that, Pongo and everyone's gonna try to get Yachiyo back down, and she will get back down on Earth, because there's, 5 episodes left in the season here. But who knows what kind of time skip we're gonna get, or anything. It could be right away, or the episode could start right where I left off and then go 100 more years. I don't know, but expect something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure. Is Yachiyo just going to be chilling in space, like, fine, or is her, like, programming going to get worn down up there? I guess, obviously, she can't recharge, I think, which she normally has to do, so she might just be out, I guess, pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm not sure, but there's only one way to find out what's going on with Yachiyo lost in space, and that's to watch the episode. Let's go. April 12th, 23:45. Oh, Pongo's acting manager. She looks tall, so I'm guessing there was a big time skip again. And she's giving them more nicknames with Y in the end, it seems. Nancy. Whoa, guest. Alright, so Toto's doing better, it looks like. Wow. So they have space ads. Okay, she's been acting manager for over 7,000 days, so it's been like 20 years at least. They're just gonna fire him, that's a lot of... Not even knowing what it is. It's Yachiyo! Well, it's bartender, even the one shooting it. That's his job now. So they weren't previously able to retrieve her? Do they not know where she was? I guess she was lost. Flashback here.
私はこれから君たちが働くほどよろしくお願いいたします。 その学習したデータを生かして、まあきっと喜んでくれるだろう。ないのだ。
何が足り
Sure about salesman. Like, what's up with this guy?
よ。
ロボットに心
たちの仕事には心が通っている中で培われたことだ。
So there's originally 8
思うん
humanoids.
だ。先輩ホテリエの仕事をその目で見て通わせるとはどういうことかを理解し、おう、君にもわかるよ。さあ、このホテルのオーナーはあるものにしてくれるのは君たち行くのか。今から楽しみで仕方が。
I don't think you could have ever imagined what type of hotel it's turned out to be, owner.
ハートフルな京都。
ハートフルな京都、最高の笑顔を。こちらがお部屋の鍵でございます。じゃあ、水槽のお魚見てたらあったの。それは困りましたね。今いらっしゃいましたよ。行きましょう。
Procyon family was in there, so
各国で確認されている。
the memories are jumbled up, I guess.
今後も感染拡大が懸念されておりますが、
And there's that, our boy.
冷静な判断と行動を心がけ。
だが心配するな。私はすぐ
10, maybe a couple centuries.
今でホテルを頼んだ。
We had seen this flashback before. Obviously without that part. Welcome back. Yachiyo-san, Yachiyo-san.
あ、起きた。おはようございます。あなたはポンコさんですね。
Good guess.
なんでわかったの？正門認証を行い
You
まし
look
た。
the same, other than you're just tall now.
何？
Maybe your face looks slightly different.
ポンコさんは生命体です。
Definitely a much bigger tail.
びっくりするとすれば。ですね。
Where's the lower half?
このボディは一体。やちおちゃん。私はどれくらいシステムダウンしてだった間のことはわからないけど、墜落して戻ってきてから墜落。
Oh, so it's 50 years since that opening. Wow. Okay.
船外活動中、宇宙法上を起こしてしまい、間ポットに戻れなくなっていたのです。ですが。血を落とさなくて。それだけあっても治りません。私のボディはが全然見つからなかったの。戻りました。
Okay, guests.
プログラムも更新しておいたから大体の。
This little face. Tomato.
人類はしかしよくここまで運営を続け、ポちゃんたちが頑張ってくれたの。
Baby, oh.
もちろんポンコも頑張ったんだよ。さんの笑顔を見れば。見て見て、あの子もこんなに大きくなって
Ah, the original thing.
出すようになったの。
When you first guessed.
しなくてよくなったし、行かなくてよくなったし、だからどんな地球外生命体の目に入ったよ。
No, that's too much for her to handle right now. Honka.
護衛システムをつけたからね。
Batharoo.
ポコポーン。お客さんにも大好評だよ。
Wow.
すごいでしょ。森あるぞ。やちおちゃんはホテルになくてはならないぞ。
I don't know if Yachiyo's gonna like that. Yeah.
あ、いけない。上がらせてもらうことになってるの。
Oh no. Well, she's still alive at least.
ムジナさんが。
Mujina. Yeah, I never really learned her name. Just call her girl.
また明日からよろしくね。
Oh, she's got a man? No Yachiyo, no life. That's
私がなんですね。
Pongo's quite a go-getter.
です。ホテルで働くことなければ。
Well, definitely due for one of your breakdowns, Yachiyo.
汚れな
It's
し、
been,
水滴なし、カビなし。
it's been 100 years or something.
シャンプーハット、 前室なし。お疲れ様。またフロントに立たせていただきます。
I don't know if it's gonna be compatible with your new lower half.
止めないでください。ここ来ずにすみません。昨日はポンコさん日誌をつけずに帰らないですね。
Oh, jeez.
Yachiyo?
The house is looking good too.
ポンコさん
What is going on here?
おい、出るのか？
昨日も呼びに行ったハエトリちゃんが。
来た時は数日で治ると思ったが、完全にグレやがったか。
I guess the wig and thing.
ああ、学芸門乗って無断欠勤する気なの。なのにいいじゃありませんか。ない。みんなヤチヨちゃんが戻ってきて。うるせえ。
That's usual. You just absolutely never know where the show's gonna go in a given episode.
私はオーナーのキンガローを守らなくがあったんです。けれど王様が喜んでいらっしゃいます。どうするも何もまた働かない。そうですいいんです。なんでこと言うの。ヤチヨちゃんと一緒にお客さんがいっぱい。私だってそうでした。本当に夢のようです。不明なエラーが発生に壊したくなってしまったんです。なかったんです。
Shouldn't have equipped her with all this stuff. Okay.
ちゃんのバカっていう方が。
Oh, what a retort.
本当わかりません。わかるよ。デリエの基本だって。
Well, I really hope they're gonna reconcile with a high five.
ポンコたちが銀なのを続けて、ヤチヨちゃんが守りたいホテルだから守ったから頑張れたの。あのメモリアル取ってくるって信じ続けるため、ポンコが大人になっちゃうぐらい報告したんですか。
That's what she's most mad about.
私はホテルのために尽くす。ただのホテリエロボットくれることなんてありえません。それにただのホテリエロボットじゃない。ヤチヨちゃんの代わりはいないの。解できません。相手のことを分かろうとするの。私はならポンコのこと。
忘れるとはどういうことかを理解し。
私銀河ローでまたこもヤチヨちゃんと働きたい。私も涙が。
She can unlock something. Oh, there's the hot spring action.
出るんだ。
Yeah.
ヤチヨちゃんがまた職場に。
Make some ADA modifications
この
for
度
her
は
to be
ロボッ
able
ト
to
にあ
work.
るまじき死反抗期により大変ご迷惑をおか
Future heel turn.
申し訳ありませんでした。よろしくお願いいたします。支配人代理の代理の代理として名からまた支配人代理の代理として頑張っ。ありがとうございます。であるポンコさんからの辞令を受け。
This is gonna be getting
いただ
confusing.
きます。よっ、ヤチヨちゃん。
ようやく戻ってきやん。
私、今回のことを改めて考えました。ホテルを守ることではないという結論に至りました。大切なオーナーの言葉を受け継ぎつつ、ポンコさんたちの考えを持ち合って、
Okay.
それぞれがホテルに残せるものが。ホテルに残すものか。早速、シャンプーハットを再設置してきます。
First order of business. Okay, so I went back to pause on the Ten Commandments. I always call them tenants, but they're the commandments, 10 Commandments of Genguru. So there's 12 episodes, so there has to be at least 2 episode titles that weren't part of this 10 Commandments, and this one was one of them. Yeah, about discipline with a fist, reconcile with a high five, which they kind of did that. It's a bit metaphorical maybe, but fists were definitely part of it. Yeah, and actually, so now that I'm looking at this, the first one was called A True Hotel Is Always Starred, the first episode, and that's number 10 on the commandments here. So, like, the last episode was Bow Down Deep but Always Aim High. That's number 9. But it was episode 7. Yeah, I don't know. Number 1 is aimed to be the number 1 hotel in the galaxy. So, I don't know if that's been achieved, but they definitely are up and humming with a nice galaxy hotel here. A good mix of all type of aliens coming in. Quite an episode. Yachiyo is back in Breaking Bad. Yeah, it had been quite a few years, I guess, since her last existential breakdown, so we needed a big one, which we got. So, at the start of the episode, Ponko's acting manager, she was taller, bigger, grown up. Yeah, it had been something like around 20 years since she'd been lost up in space, and then fell back down, almost got hit with their missile that they now have, but they got her back. And then we saw a bunch of like flashes. I guess it was kind of like her memories, but they're being intercut with other things that weren't from the same time period. So got a lot more of the president, the owner, in this one when he first met the robots, purchased them. It does seem like, yeah, he really is in it for the love of the game, not just to make profit or something. He was like really about the service and everything. And then, yeah, intercut with some things throughout the years, but the Ponko and the Prussians are, you know, getting cut into the memories too, so you knew something wasn't quite right there. And then she wakes up with a tank bottom and some grabber kind of Dr. Octopus arms, and it's been 50 years since that happened. Okay, so we went through another 70 years this episode too. Now Ponko's really a grown-ass woman, slash grown-ass Tanuki. She's the acting manager, and then by the end, she's the acting manager. So I guess does that mean she's still in charge over Yachiyo? No, I guess he's just the acting manager after all that. I don't know, but they've finished a lot of things. Ponko and the staff got the hot spring going. They got, they have ads and shooting into space that people can see and stop by, which is working apparently. It looks like she had a boyfriend or something. And then also grandma is ill, so she might be on the way out, it looks like. So these Tanukis do live pretty long, though, obviously, in terms of, like, compared to humans or whatever. Yeah. And then she has a mecha also. So it became the second half of the episode when Yachiyo broke bad, basically became like a mecha anime. But yeah, it's still the push and pull with Yachiyo and Ponko that we've been seeing throughout the years here, / several episodes. Ponko treating her as though she is real, maybe not a human or whatever, but more than just a robot, and Yachiyo's failing to understand, but then kind of understanding, and even going back to what the owner said, you have to try to understand the people's needs, and Ponko needs her to be back and around, and they made a statue of her in her memory, which was weird, and Yachiyo obviously didn't like, but yeah, after their battle, Yachiyo once again came back in the fold. So, yep, man, quite a banger of an episode. I'm pretty excited for our next one. Join me back for that episode 9 of Apocalypse Hotel. This is quite a crazy show, and I love how it spans eras over in just a few episodes. But yeah, that'll do it for this one, and I'm up out of here with a high five. Peace.